Shall we pray? Our Heavenly Father, we thank you very much for today. We thank you very much for this evening session. We pray that even as we are coming to unlearn and relearn, we'll be able to understand everything our facilitators take us through. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.
Amen. Amen and amen. Thank you very much, Abena. Thank you very much, Abena, for the prayer.
Um,
Thank you very much. I don't see, okay, I'm not seeing the chat. All right, all right, all right. All right. I'm not seeing the chat. Yeah, all welcome to tonight's meeting. This meeting is, I mean, as you can see on the screen, let's be real talk. This is not a space where you come and just say whatever you want to say or do whatever you want to say. We are just being real. We are just being plain. We are just being honest. We are just allowing ourselves to breathe and breathe in and breathe out. That's the agenda for today. And so, if we are here and if you are here and you can hear me, I believe we can kickstart. I believe we can kickstart. Wow. I want to go through the chat and read some few expectations. So I want us to do something. Tell me where you are currently sitting or joining from. Tell me where you are currently joining from and your expectation for tonight. So two things. Where you are currently joining from and your expectation for tonight. Where you are currently joining from and your expectation for tonight. What are you expecting us to talk about? What are you expecting to learn from this session? What do you want to learn? Just put it in the comment section and I'll read out. Or if you want to unmute and talk to, you have the opportunity to do so. If you want to unmute to, you have the opportunity to do so. I'm joining from home and I'm expecting direction pertaining to making clear and attainable goals. All right, thank you, Kariel. Anyone else? I see Samuel. Samuel says he's joining from home and he's expecting to get a workable way of going through the next year. Wow. A workable way. Wow. That's a term. A workable way. Amma says she's joining from Kumasi and she's here to learn and to utilize everything that will be taught here. All right. Selassie said, I'm joining from Ghana. Wow, they are coming in plenty now. I'm hoping to learn better ways to have a structured life in the coming year. Rachel said, I'm joining from Laboni. Wow. I'm expecting to leave here ready for 2026, ready for whatever comes my way. Yeah, we are entering with poise. We are entering with poise. So whatever comes our way, all right. Elizabeth said, better tips for a better year. Jonathan said, I'm joining from home and expecting practical tips to maximize my year. Rosalind said, I want to leave the meeting with tips for a better 2026. Akusia said, I'm expecting guidance on how to plan my year in a way that supports growth, balance, and consistency. Okay. Inshura says, joining from Amasama and expecting to hear better ways to make 2026 a better year. Nathaniel said, I'm expecting to learn how to plan and to follow the plans I make for the year and beyond. All right, all right. And I think that is all I'll read. I want us to go straight into it so that we can have more time for discussions. A lot of people are saying we want to enter 2026. I'm telling you the truth that we don't enter 2026 with just zeal and vim that I want to enter 20. That one will not take you. It will take you there, but when you get there, you see that does not hold water. Does not hold water. I spoke to them and we decided to put this up. And trust me, you are going to be blessed. You are going to learn a lot. You are going to unlearn a lot. But remember, the theme is end 2025 with power, start 2026 with poise. So if we are going to end 2025 with power, then we need to go through a few things. If you can see my screen, please let me know you can see my screen. Okay, I see that you can see my screen. All right, great. And so tonight or this evening's discussion is going to revolve around these 3 points. We are going to have a reflective winning session, then we will have a roundtable discussion and Q&A session. Then we will have the last session, Vision 2026 presentation. And that is going to be, you will love it. You will love it. Okay, I can see people joining from YouTube as well. All right, we are streaming both live on Zoom and on YouTube. So just in case your Zoom is not working, you can just go to YouTube and join. I share the link in the group page, so you can just join from there as well. I'll try and read the comments from there too. So for reflective winning session, I'm going to take you through 30 minutes. I hope all of you came with journals and pens or your notes to write, because if we are going to end 2025 with power, we need to see how 2025 went. And in the next few minutes, I'm just going to guide you with some questions to help you reflect on how 2025 has been. There's something I do for my mentees from the Strategic Edge program. What I do is that it's a whole section, reflective winning. It's a whole week-long activity. And trust me, it's amazing such that you sit down and you are like, wow, I didn't think I've come this far. But reflective winning brings you to a point where you can appreciate that, you know, you've done something and you've done well. That needs to be, you need some applause. I wanted to bring a cake today, and I wanted to bring champagne so that we can pop. Okay, I can see a champagne just in front of me. So we can pop to celebrate that we did well in 2025. Even though some of you may say that we didn't do well, I didn't see anything. You survived. You survived. So if you've survived up to this point and you see yourself as a winner, you see yourself as someone who has gone through 2025 well, I just want you to send a confetti emoji. Just send a confetti emoji so that I know that you are following. All right, I see a number of them coming. I see a number of them coming. Good, 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 good. Good, 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 good. All right, all right. So I'm going to go to the next screen. We are going to have the reflective winning session. And as you can see from the picture, reflective winning is about thinking deep. We are going to have some reflections. We are going to have some reflections. So if you see yourself or you think you are in a place where there's so much noise that will distract you, you can excuse yourself. You can excuse yourself for just like 30 minutes so you don't get distracted in this process, because it's very important that before we can go ahead, we need to see how the past went, then we can move on. There's a saying that history denied is vision blurred. When you deny one of his history, the vision becomes shorter and it's not really clear for the person to move on. And so the first question I have for you, the first question I have for you is, who have you become now that you were not at the beginning of the year? So think back and look at yourself. Who have you become now? If I'm talking about Bobby, if I'm talking about Peter, if I'm talking about Evans, who was Evans at the beginning of the year? And who is Evans now? So who were you at the beginning of the year that now you are no more the person that was at the beginning of the year? So probably for me, for example, at the beginning of the year, I was still afraid. I was still afraid to start now. But looking back, and we are now in 2025, December, 12 months later, trust me, there is no initiative that will come to mind that I don't want to start. I will start once I get the idea. Last night, I had the idea of starting a boys' club. And the initiative is called Boys to Men. Let's do it right. And when I got the idea, immediately I sent it to my mentees and told them that, you know what, I can do this, but I don't have time to add this to the things I'm doing. So anyone who is ready to spearhead it, I'll just give the idea to you and I'll just guide you on how to go about it. And I extended it to my WhatsApp community. And I've got a number of people text me. You see, so I'm not ready to start now, looking back. And if there's anybody who wants to share, I don't mind. You can put it in the chat box. I don't mind if you can put in the chat box. If you want to unmute, you can just you can just raise your hand and I'll just call you. We are answering these questions together. We are answering these questions together. We are answering these questions together. So look back and look at yourself. Who is Abena now? And who was Abena then? So look back and ask yourself, am I the same Abena? What has changed? Who am I now? Look back and ask yourself, are you still the same? Are you still the same? Are you still the same? I hope you are writing. I hope you are writing and you are ready to share for those who want to share. I hope you are writing and ready to share. I'll just give you a few minutes, about 3 minutes, then we'll come back. Papa, he said he was a camera shy person before the start of the year, but now I'm always I'm almost always ready for it. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Anyone else? Anyone else? That is beautiful. As I said, me personally, I was also a camera shy person, but not in 2025. That was like 2023. But looking back and looking at myself now, I wouldn't even turn on my camera if I was still the same. So you can even testify to the fact that I'm no more a camera shy person, right? All right, I see another person. Noelisa says, I'm far bolder now. At first, I used to allow people take credit for things I suggest, and I'll be downplaying compliments but now I own it. That is beautiful. Karel said I wasn't someone who planned or put systems in place, but this year I started. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone else? Inshura said I had stage fright at the beginning of the year, but I've done 2 presentations in school by God's grace. Wonderful, wonderful. I like what I'm seeing. Amma says that I'm more conscious of the fact that there is no time. I procrastinate. No, that's Inshura. Inshura says that I'm more conscious of the fact that there is no time. I procrastinate far lesser times and do things even when I'm scared. Wonderful. Amma says that now I want to always practice all that I learn. And I'm so big on doing things with faith rather than assumptions. That's wonderful. Rachel said in January, I'll go into gathering and not move from my seat till whatever I came for is over. And I'll just disappear. Wow. Wow. So focused. No turning left, no turning right. That's wonderful. I would not even look at the person next to me, but now I would speak to like 10 people before leaving. Wow, 10 people. Nathaniel said, I'm now bold to open up and ask questions. That's wonderful. Abena says, before the start of the year, I wasn't used to using my money for educational things. It was always for fun and food. But this year, I've learned to invest in knowledge by buying books, paying to attend summits, conferences that shift my perspective and make me better. Hooray! Thank God that you caught this revelation very early in your life. And I know that it will really bless you because we have to invest in ourselves. It's not only our stomachs, okay? All right. I see Elizabeth said I was impatient and assumed a lot, but I now decide to ask questions to see clarity. I'm gradually becoming bolder in my identity and embracing myself. I regard structures now. Ivan says I've been more consistent in my personal prayer life this year than any other year past. Wow. And I've grown more hungry to conquer life. Wow, this year. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Jamila says that at the beginning of the year, I never like to speak in public. By the end of the year, I've done 3 presentations and even given votes of thanks twice. Wow. Wow, wow. There's so many. Okay, let me read this last two. At the start of the year, I was shy to go up to people. Oh, oh yeah. I was shy to go up to people and speak about anything, but now I'm much bolder to speak to new people. That is beautiful, Lemuela. Peter said I hated talking to new people, but you hated. Hey, that's a strong word. You hated talking to new people. Pa. Wow. But now I speak to new people more comfortably. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, Nathaniel wants to speak. Okay, Nathaniel, you have 1 minute to speak. So go ahead. Just 1 minute.
Thank you, sir. Um, I wasn't a reader. I didn't love reading, and this year I've developed the habit of reading. I was also not saving this time around. I save, and I am an investor as well. I also plan and have to do every single day. I plan my month, I plan my year, and I plan my weeks and everything. And I practice
Wonderful.
what I learned too. I wasn't joining online programs, and right here I've joined. This year I was able to join two online programs: the Strategic Edge and International Model Immune Online Conference. And
Wow.
I have also been consistent in my prayer life like never before. Thank you, sir.
Wow. That is so much for the year. Wow. So much for the year. Wow. Congratulations and well done. Well done, Nathaniel. Well done. You've done so
Thank,
well.
thank you, sir.
Done so well.
Thank you, sir.
Well done. We'll move to the next question. I think we can do just 3 questions so that we can move on because there's a lot to do, as I said. The second question: do you have any experience that cost you but trained you so you can pull leverage from a lesson? Any experience that was a test, but it was also a training? Any experience that you think it was a test, but it was also a training? I have plenty. Personally, one experience I would like to share is I was in Kumasi, right? And I was invited to speak in Accra. I had to travel overnight, reach there, go and speak, and come back because the next day I was going to teach I was going to speak at a different event. And trust me, I know that it was the training, it was a training I received from it. The lessons I got was that I am capable of doing it if I set my eyes to it. And God has endowed me with strength and the ability to do great things. And He has anointed me to also stretch myself. If only I would challenge myself, I would do so. Okay, I see Chelsea. Chelsea said paying for paying for paying over $100 for a program I didn't properly inquire about. Listen, inquire about what you see online before you invest. I didn't really lose anything, but things could have been better. Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chelsea, for sharing this. Guys, next time look at it well. Look at it well before you put your money inside. All right. Nathaniel said I was involved in church politics, and trust me, it felt like hell, but I have learned a lot from it. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. I okay, I see Rosalind. Rosalind is relating to Chelsea's lesson that she also paid for something. Right. Yes, Chelsea. Caleb said he would be organizing $100 program and you would learn so much. So prepare to pay. Yes, that is right. Prepare to pay. Prepare to pay. Prepare to pay for it. Um, okay, I'll just mute the person. Don't worry. All right. Chelsea says she will pay, but she will first inquire. All right. That's also good. First inquire. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. One last person, then I'll carry on. One last person. Okay. Papa, he said organizing an outreach to Ken USD SHS. And that day we nearly lost out on the opportunity because we were 5 minutes late. Wow. In the end, I've learned to plan things ahead of time because Ghana man time is still a problem. Yes, it is still a problem. Rachel said I had to evangelize and to 4 boys and a girl working together all alone because my partner was occupied. Now there's no one in this world I can't speak to. Wow. Wow. Carol said my fear cost me sponsorship. Someone wanted to fund my project and I said I'm not ready and scared. Oh, oh, I'm sure you will remember this lesson forever and you will not let fear hold you back. Wow. Wow. Right. Let's move on to the next question. Let's move on to the next question. Let's move on to the next question. If your life was a movie, what movie would it be? Someone would say, my life would be like John Wick. Too much chaos. Ah, someone's life is like John Wick. Too much chaos everywhere. So if your life was a movie, okay. Bobby said The Forge. Wow, wonderful, wonderful. That's wonderful. Oh, you guys don't watch movies. Okay. Maybe some of you watch cartoons. So if your life was a cartoon, what would it be? Power Rangers or Tom and Jerry? Okay, I see 1,000 words. All right. Rachel said, I don't think there's that movie yet. Full of mystery and suspense. Definitely no romance. Okay, 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 okay. I think we can move on to the next question. Time is not on our side. We can move on to the next question. But prison break. Okay, okay. That is also there. That is also there. Let's move on to the next question. All right. If 2025 was a chapter rather than the full story of a book, what title would it be? And what role is it playing in your full becoming? You know, the long and short of this question is that what theme will you give to 2025? For looking at the, or what chapter title will you give to your life's book if 2025 was a chapter in it? Mine would be a chapter of stretching. Yeah, I think it would be a chapter of stretching where I had to be stretched on a lot. And the role is playing is that it's stretching me for the future. Wow, stretching me for the future. I see Carol said I would be breaking. Wow, why breaking? Why breaking? Amma said my year of healing and great faith. Wow. Elizabeth said a bumpy road. Nathaniel said the realization. Lemuela said a chapter of Shady. Very interesting. Our YouTube community, if you are also online, you can send your comments. I'll be reading it as I can, as and when I see them. Okay, Abina said the title will be Things I Never Knew Would Happen. Nathaniel said a chapter of Maximizing Every Second. Wow. Maximizing Every Second is the title of my book, by the way. My second book. Is it my second? Yeah, my second book, Maximize Every Second. All right. So if you don't have, you can just search on Google, Maximize Every Second by James Kojo Boadu. You find it. Bobby said, my chapter would be Little Beginning. Samuel said, Having Faith in God. Jamila said, a chapter of appreciating small growth. Wow. Carol said, I believe there had to be a lot of things I needed to be rid of or broken in me to birth light or put me in the right direction. That is right. I see our YouTube community, one of them said the chapter is going to call, he's going to call his years evolution. Evolution. All right. Papa Eli said a chapter with a lot of drama. Ishra said stepping outside my comfort zone. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. I have more questions, so I'm just going to show you the questions so you write it down and go and reflect on it. Thank you all. So I'm just going to go through the questions quickly. Go through the questions quickly so that you can just go and reflect on them. Right, the last question, what are you ready to, not the last question, the next question, what are you ready to release and bid benediction to, not because it is wrong, but because it has completed its assignment in your life? Okay, I see Charlotte saying a chapter of death and life. Haste you. Wow. Okay. All right. The next question, as I was saying, what are you ready to release and bid benediction to? Not because it is wrong, but because it has completed its assignment in your life. That is the question. So go and think about it and answer. Maybe there's a friend, maybe there is something, I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe there's a habit that you are ready to release and let go. Not because it is wrong, but because it has completed its assignment in your life. That is the question. The next one is looking back at 2025 with compassion, what gentler meaning could you associate with something that felt difficult? And this is just giving grace to yourself. Maybe there was an experience you went through, but you can rephrase it to make it to have compassion on yourself. Give it a gentler meaning instead of calling it you were foolish, you were this, you were that. What gentler meaning could you associate with it? Maybe you can restructure it and be maybe you can say, I learned to do this even though I didn't take attention to what was said to me or something. Rather than bastardizing yourself and saying all sorts of negative words to yourself, let's put grace and give ourselves grace. All right. All right. And the last one would be, what questions about God, about yourself, about life are you still holding without answers? What questions about God, about yourself, about life are you still holding without answers? And how are they shaping you and your perspective and your inner world? What is that one thing, that one question? This one, I would like to hear your view, but because of time, we'll continue. So, what's that question about yourself, about life? I remember I asked someone, the person said, the question is life fair? That's the only question. Is life fair? That's the question they are holding on to without answers. That's the only question. So all these things are supposed to be deep questions. All these questions are deep questions. Apart from the what's the title of the movie? That one is not a question. That was just to, but that was just to lighten up the moment. But if your life was a movie, maybe it can actually be a very deep question, because if you have watched the movie and you've paid particular attention to it, it can spark some conversations within yourself and amongst yourself so that you can answer them and make better decisions. So all these questions we've answered are not to make you feel bad. You see, a lot of people think that reflection and sitting down to think about the past is something that should not be done. We have to go past it. No, we have to do it, because the more we do it, the more we now come to terms with reality, we come to terms with the present self, then we can make better decisions for the future. But if we do not go back to looking at these things, yeah, we'll go back. So there's an experience I went through in 2025. I didn't revisit it. I didn't go and learn from it. I didn't do anything. There's one thing that I see, and Caleb shares it everywhere, that experience is not the best teacher. It is one learned or reflected experience that's the best teacher. Experience that you've learned from, or you've reflected on, or you've made decisions out of, or you've taken some lessons from, that is what can be the best teacher. And overall, the Holy Spirit will guide you into all truth, and He is going to give you more understanding into what is good. So, reflected experience is the best teacher. So, I went through 2025 academic year realizing that I didn't do well. By 2026, I want to do well. What do? I have to see what I did in 2025 that didn't work so that I can do it in 2026. I mean, the ones that did not work, I will not repeat them in 2026. The ones that did work, I will repeat them and improve on them in 2026. So that's why we are doing this reflection and all of that. And I believe Caleb will talk to you about journaling. So I don't want to go on. I'm not going to skip your question, Chelsea. Let me just read it. Okay, I see from YouTube, it said evaluated experience. Yes, good. That's the best teacher. I see another person choosing free says that I made decisions with the knowledge I had at the time, and that's okay. I now know. That is wonderful. That's wonderful. That's to the I think the sixth question, giving yourself grace. Chelsea says so. Chelsea, that's a question. Do you know if you don't change, you remain like this? Time doesn't change situations necessarily. It's a change in action that does. Clap for Chelsea. Clap for Chelsea. Clap for Chelsea. We can be here, and trust me, nothing will change if we decide to change. If we do not decide or if we don't take action on changing. So you being here and making the decision to change is one of the best decisions you've given yourself to in 2025, closing it with power. Trust me. You've awarded yourself with this thing. You are closing with power. So wonderful. So clap for yourself. Clap for yourselves. You are here and you are doing good. You are doing good. You are doing good. Oh, for this, you can just take a screenshot and follow me. If you don't follow me, if you can't find me, just search for my name, you'll find me. This was supposed to be at the end of the meeting, but unfortunately it came. So don't worry about that. We can now go on to have our discussion. We can now go on to have the solid discussion. This is where we enter the round table. And I have on board Master Shalley, and I have Master Nigel Nyarko as well. And they are both going to be here, and we are going to have a discussion. What is going to happen is that, let me tell you how it's going to be like. Let me tell you how it's going to be like. What is going to happen is that we are just going to have a discussion. I'm going to ask them some questions, and they will share their thoughts on it. And while they are sharing their thoughts on it, whenever you have any question, whenever you have any suggestion, you can just put up your hand and chip in. We don't mind. Put up your hand and chip in. Is that fine? Do we all understand the rules of the game? Do we all understand the rules of the game? Do we all understand the rules of the game? I saw no please. Why no please? Let me go back and see the no please. I saw, okay, I'm seeing yes please. Okay, Peter said no please. Peter, I'm saying that we are going to have a discussion amongst the three of us. I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to spark some conversations. But as and when you have any question, just put up your hand and we will give you the opportunity to ask your question and any of us will answer. So this is a free show. This is the Let's Be Real talk. This is the Let's Be Real talk. We are going to have the real talk. We are going to have the real talk. All right. We are going to have the real talk. So Caleb, if you can hear me.
Hi everyone. So glad to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, James. Hi everyone. Please, if you are here, just send me a hi. Just send me a hi. I'll show you my face later on as we go into the conversation because we're talking about vision, right? So I want you to imagine how I look using my profile picture right now, and then when we go deep into the conversation, I'll show you my beautiful face. But I'm super glad to be here with you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you. Nigel, if you can also hear me, please just give
Hi,
me a hi.
hi everyone. Please, me, I'll show my face. I'm not going to talk about vision bias, so you can see my face right now. Caleb has given us fresh awards. Hi everyone. I believe that we are here to learn, and I hope that we deliver the best for you. Thank you.
He said he is not coming to talk about vision. But first, let me just throw the first question. I just want to throw the first question. I know we already discussed ending with power and starting with poise, and I've already spoken about reflection and all that. But what do you think too when we say we are to end 2025 with power and start with poise? What do you want to talk about it?
Go first. Okay, I think I'll go
Anybody.
first.
If you are
Okay,
showing me
let
your
me go
face, then
first.
you go first.
All right. So first of all, thank you again for this opportunity and thank everyone for being here. I think that when we talk about ending 2025 with power and starting 2026 with poise, it's not just a slogan, but rather it's a posture. Because people think that, oh, it's all about EBW and TNW. And when I was thinking on it before the meeting, and I wrote something, and let me just read it out. So I wrote here that ending 2025 means you don't drift into the end of the year. You see, some people say, oh, it's December, let us just end the year. Like, I bury into my year. But you don't finish like that, but rather you take responsibility of your story. And so you realize that we had a series of questions trying to do like a self-retrospection about who we are. And what's ending with power or ending in power actually means is that it's talking about clarity, it's talking about decisions, it's talking about ownership, where you've come to a place where you understand that this is my life and it matters how it ends. Because I think when I was in school, I don't know if this thing used to happen to you, but normally when we are going to write the last paper, they will say that last paper syndrome. And so niggas will learn. Then everybody will just be a guy. Me, I didn't let that thing catch me because I wanted to end with power. Because funny enough, you realize that sometimes people joke around with the last paper so much that it can worry their whole result slip and they don't know. And a lot of students have it at the back of their mind that, oh, last paper syndrome, last paper syndrome. And so you realize that when we talk about ending with power, we are talking about owning up your story till the end, taking responsibility of everything till the end. And then when we talk about starting with poise, and I'll just summarize that, it means, so I've heard poise, guys. I was like, Matilda, I mean, share down go check meaning. So before the meeting, I was like, let me go and check it. So when you take poise, right? Poise talks about great coolness and composure. Coolness and composure. So when we talk about starting with poise, we are talking about don't rush, don't be desperate, don't be noisy, but be calm and be confident, right? Steez, exactly. Having the steez, I can see that in the comment section. And you see, when we are talking about poise really is when your pace matches your purpose. So in as much as we are saying be calm, even when you are fast, you know that I am fast for a purpose or to achieve something. Because some people, they are just fast, they don't even know where they are going. Like Omudi speed and Omoko, but they don't have a destination. And so when we talk about starting 2026 with poise, we are talking about your confidence being undeniable and also being aligned with your purpose. So that even if you're, because you see, there are people that I meet and I'm like, Charlie, the way people they rush, go do some, and they are very calm. And they will tell you that their calmness is in purpose. And sometimes it will not make sense because you feel like, you're slacking or everybody's rushing. But when you understand what it means to start with poise, then you understand that even in the rush, even in the haste, even in the noisy environment, you are still able to stay calm and they are able to push through the year. So I think that's what I'll say for now. Thank you.
For now, guys, remember, he said for now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I hope you are taking notes. Master Khalid, do you have any other thing to say? What do you also think about ending with power and starting
James,
with poise?
James, I blame you. Why didn't you allow me to go first? Now this guy has said all that I wanted to say. So please. But I totally agree with Nigel. It's amazing. The reason why I believe every young person should have been in this conversation is because of this. I'm going to give you a truth. Okay, I'm going to give you a gem. I want you to write it down. It is because productivity starts at night and implementation starts at day. Productivity starts at night and implementation starts at day. If there is anyone who is going to be very productive in a year, the person should, I was telling some of my mentees that I'm already in my 2026.
Right.
My 2026 is not about the chronology of time, but it's about the kairos of a season. When we talk about the chronology of time, we're talking about the passing of time. That let's say today is Monday, today is Tuesday, and it follows. But we talk about the kairos of time where you are aware of seasons, where you are aware and you are intentional about who you want to become. So productivity starts at night and implementation starts at day. If you are not productive in your preparation for the year, in this end, just as Nigel was saying, a lot of people tend to calm down, misbehave. Can you imagine people go to the gym from January to November, and in December they eat all kinds of things, and then they are back to Like, can you imagine?
We go again in
Like,
January.
we go again
Yeah.
in January. That thing, I don't want you to do it. You know, you are not ending with power. You are not ending. You know, the reason why you must end with power is because it's only the violent that can take it by force. When you go to the mall, there are people there who are just window shopping. They are not buying anything, oh, but they have dress. I've been to Accra Mall, Chimota Mall a number of times, and sometimes I see these people so dressed like sharp guys, and they are not buying anything. And you see somebody just coming out of the car with some shorts and with some cool t-shirt, and the guy, the things he has loaded. Are you getting it? Because the person has some power in the pocket. So being in this meeting gives you that leverage. There is some pounds in your pocket that you are able to cash them out and get yourself goods as you progress in the year. So there is that universal currency that we are talking about. What we want to give to you tonight is vision, that element of vision that is able to sustain you from the word start to the word end. That will be my contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I I am I want to show because of what everyone has said, I want to show a video. I want to show a video. You are letting me there's so many things that I'm thinking about right now, and I don't even know which one to ask now because you've brought up a lot of things. Caleb said that in the night we plan, then in the day we appear. If we are planning in the night, we are preparing in the night. You see, people think that all that we are or all that we become by God's grace came as a by sudden flight. We just woke up one morning and boom, there's Caleb, Shalley, boom, there's Nigel, Nyarko, boom, there's James Kojo Boadu. No, it didn't happen like that. Consistency and preparation. You see, the number of things that we do in the night. Today I slept close to 3 a.m. I'm not saying that sleep late. That's not my point. I'm just trying to prove to you something. The boom, there is Chelsea. No, it doesn't happen like that. There is no boom here. There is no Big Bang theory in your life. The Big Bang theory, it was just a theory that was proven by scientists. First off, you are not a scientist. The first of you are not a scientist. So if you are looking for a Big Bang theory, please, it's never going to happen. So wake up, and let's start planning from the beginning. Because I'll show the video as we go on. So let me just continue with the next question. Let me ask Caleb so that he doesn't say I made Nigel start and his points. He doesn't have more points. Let me start from him. Master Caleb, I've seen you. I have a track record. You have a track record. I've seen the testimonies from you and all of that. What makes you different in terms of achieving your goals? What do you do? What is the different thing? I don't want you to start sharing the template or the model yet. Just give us an overview. Tell us the secret. Thank you very much, Chelsea, for putting it in raw terms for me. Tell us the secret. What makes you able to write 6 books in 6 months? Guys, and he was doing it with president of AGCM. As the president of AGCM, he was doing it with what? Full Gospel Men's. He was doing executive roles plus going to school final year. Tell us what is the difference? I know it is grace. What is the difference?
Yes, please. It is grace. It's purely grace. All right, but I would like to highlight on the importance of vision. Okay, vision is ability to stand on the porch of the presence and see the future. Is ability to stand at the porch of the present day and see the future. Uh, I've been setting goals and becoming intentional about my year since 2017. Since 2017, I've been setting goals since 2017. So you can imagine every year I have about 4 pages of goals, and I use a template. I'm going to share the template as we go on. But vision is literally standing in the porch of today and creating your tomorrow. It is literally foresight within sight that is based on hindsight. I'm not just giving bars, I'm giving you what I run with. I'm giving you what I run with. So, James, if you ask me how I'm able to achieve my goals, how I'm able to make the most of my time, is vision. My dream is big, but no matter how big your dream is it cannot threaten God.
Right.
And the reason of
Say
no
that
matter
again.
how
Say that
big it
again.
is, no matter how big your dream is, it cannot threaten God. How big is your dream? It cannot threaten God. So I come from a place of understanding when it comes to vision. So before the year goes, I was telling my mentees that my year starts on my day of birth. Okay, so I operate by a different set of rules. My year begins on my day of birth. That's what you call my birthday. So on the 9th of December, for the first few hours, I'm shut down with myself, just alone, or I go for retreat way ahead of time, and then I plan, I prepare towards the year that I'm coming into. And I use various templates. One of such that I'll be sharing with you is what we call the Vision GPT. All right, which is vision, breaking down your vision into goals, plan, and tasks. So your vision has to do with what you want to see at the end of the year, who you want to become. And then now you break down that big vision into goals. Goals answer the question, what must I do? What must I do? So after sitting down to create a vision board for myself, a set of vision, I just sit down to ask myself, what must I do? And that leads me to planning for the goals that I have set. So vision, vision, J, goals, and then P, plan. Then I move on to ask myself, what are the necessary steps I must take? What are the necessary steps I must take in order to achieve my vision? Then the T is what are the tasks I must accomplish today, I must chop today in order to fulfill my vision, the big vision I have for the year. So last year, accidentally, I set a vision that I wish I can show all of you right now, but I'll send a screenshot or a picture of it to our WhatsApp page. I wrote it down that I want to publish two of my books, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set a system around it that I am going to be writing every day. I'm going to write every day, no matter how I feel, whether there's inspiration, there's no inspiration. I'm going to set a system around it. And it's not an accident that I was able to do 6 books. On the record, I have done 9 books in 6 months, but I have released 6 books in 6 months. Are you getting me? So you have to put a system around your success. I always tell people that success leave clues. If you want to be successful, you have to just do what the successful do. And this is what the successful do. They end up in small meetings like this, they get so much value, and right away they go into implementation. So this will be my answer. This is what I do different. I do it every single year, I do it every single day. I set my goals, my plan, my tasks. So for every day, I imagine ahead of time what I want my day to be like. That is what pushes me into consistent growth and value creation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So much value in there. As he said, and I can testify to it. He has 9 books actually. I have a privilege of seeing or getting to know the book titles and the books whenever he writes them. So he keeps sending me the full book, and afterwards, you ask what's my opinion on it. That's a privilege I have because he's my friend. And I also share my books with him actually. Maybe I don't want to say I have these books and I have that books. I didn't put that structure down to write blah blah blah. I didn't want to do that. But next year, maybe every month we'll release one book or we write one book every month. Maybe. I'm still thinking about putting that structure down because writing is something that is beautiful and it's beautiful. Chelsea said, I'll be sharing mine with you too soon. That's beautiful. We can't wait. We can't wait. We can't wait. We can't wait. As he was saying, yes, so that is the difference. I want to show the video, but I'll let Nigel talk then. We'll continue. So, Nigel, you too, what's the difference? What's the secret? Tell us the secret.
All right, thank you. I was about to say he has said what I want to say, but that's a secret. I can't say that, so it will be like I'm a liar. So I think that for the most part of everything he said is actually true, not because I have seen him do it, but I've seen a lot of successful people do what he's telling you. For me, what has been the difference is discipline, not intelligence alone. And I think for us, or for most people that I speak to, they think if you are smart, that is it. But I realize that for me, one thing that has held me, or that one thing that has kept me, is discipline. And when I say discipline, it's about consistency, it's about being diligent, it's about accountability, it's about vulnerability. Like it is wearing is a full umbrella, right? It's a full umbrella of things. And I think that for me, I started setting my goals in 2023, right? And just like he said, I always reset my goals again on my birthday. So I sent it to a friend. Yeah, I sent it to a friend, guys. And then I tell my friend that
I
I
sent
tell
it
my
to a
friend that
friend, a friend,
No. I don't believe this.
a
Okay, you
friend.
will take
Caleb
it.
is
Just
a
a friend.
friend.
Okay, sir.
Is a
I tell it
friend.
to a friend, guys. And then like I tell the friend that please keep tabs on me, right? Make sure that these things I have there, I'm able to achieve them. Caleb spoke about vision, and for me, that's one thing that keeps me going. I have a compelling why. Like, why am I doing this? Like, because I realize that if I don't have a compelling why, I'll stop. And guys, let me tell you one of my, it might sound silly to you, but that's one of my greatest vision. One thing I have at the back of my mind is that I want to build my mommy a 3 bedroom house with a swimming pool. Because of that reason, I can't stop going. Right. And it might sound, this is just something. But because of that, the moment I think about giving up, I say, now let me take up my shoes and start working. Or let me take up my laptop and start working. And the truth is sometimes, yes, you're overwhelmed by everything. Uh, Judging from my place of work and things like that, I end up traveling a lot. I end up doing a lot of things. But then I realized that there's a goal and there's something I want to achieve. And sometimes, because of the things I have put in place, even if I don't want to do it, I will do it. And Caleb was saying something about how that he had a system for writing. Guys, I had a system for everything. Like I knew the number of hours, and I could send an Excel something. Like I knew the number of hours I spent working in a day, and then the number of hours I had not doing anything. And so because I had all those things there, like I had it written somewhere that whenever I pick up my phone, I'm able to see it. Then I'm able to tell that, oh, this is what I need to do at this particular time. This is what I need not to do at this particular time. And so for me, one of the biggest things that I think has happened or has made me different or has made me stand out even in my place of work is really discipline. And I'll say this thing that in a world where many people are trying to be noticed, God is looking for those who can be trusted. And that is what will make you different. So, my question to you and to end this point is, can God trust you with anything? Can God trust you with anything? Thank you, sir. I'm done.
Wow. Can God trust you with anything? That is wow. Wow. So much value in there. Guys, are you listening? Are you paying attention? You realize that all these things you are sharing, trust me, get the speakers you revere and let them speak to you. You see that they are sharing some of these things that we are discussing here. And it might, to you, you think that, oh, because he's that person, so let me just take what he has said very seriously. Remember, knowledge does not transform. It is when knowledge is applied that it transforms. The application of knowledge brings about transformation, not just the knowledge. Because if you just gain knowledge, it's just information. You just add on to the knowledge you have, it's information. Because I learned how to, let me just give you an example. Maybe I learned how to use YouTube. I learned how to surf the internet. But if I do not apply, if I do not go on the internet to surf, do you think I'm transforming or I'm learning anything? It's just adding on to knowledge. And you see, if you keep adding to knowledge, very soon it will rot. You forget. That's why you can remember some things that you did, practical things that you did, but you can't remember the things that were just theory because you didn't get a chance to apply them. If I taught you that what breathing out is like blowing air into a balloon, would you ever forget that lesson? As to writing about breathing out is the process of bringing air out of your, all those long things. So the application of the knowledge, guys. So all these things we are sharing with you, we can share them and share more, but until you make the decision to apply right after the thing that we've taught you or we've shared here, there's not going to be any difference. I'm just going to play a short video. It's about 38 seconds. So let's watch it and come back. And it's by one of my mentors that I watch from afar. So let's watch it and come back very soon. All right. I hope you can all see. You can see, right? All right, great. I'm going to play it.
Who wants it? And you know what's really interesting right now is you all raise your hands as if it's my power to pick someone. It's fascinating. And it's funny because you're still asking for permission. And it's a very important lesson I learned while I was in America, is that so many of you are sitting here waiting to be chosen. You're sitting here waiting for someone to choose you. You're waiting for someone to create space for you to speak. You're waiting for someone to notice your brilliance without realizing that's your responsibility. If you want to be seen, if you want to be heard, if you want to be valued, whatever it is you want to go get it.
I watched this video, I don't know when it was released, but after watching it, guys, I've not been the same again. We are all waiting to be chosen. We are all waiting for someone to say, yes, it is you, come for it. No, it doesn't work like that. I want to get up and jump, guys. I want to get up and jump. It doesn't work like that. Waiting to be chosen in this day and age, when everybody is doing something, it will take long for you to be chosen. Let me just make it plain to you. It will take long. I keep sharing something to my mentees from the strategic edge that you can't expect the world to see your value if you've not discovered your own value yet. Until you are able to determine and tell yourself that, yes, I am valuable and the world needs the value. Because the Bible says that what? We are the light of the world. Until you see yourself as light, you can't shine in any place. You keep putting your light under a bushel because you've not seen your light yet. In your light, others will find light. But how will we find light if you can't identify your own light? Master Caleb said something. That's why I shared this. The violence take it by force. And even though the context of the scripture does not mean what we are saying, but just that phrase, the violence take it by force. Some of you are sitting on your money. You are sitting on huge power because you've decided to take action. And trust me, if you do not take action after this meeting, you will remain the same. I'm giving you 3 years from now, you will still be the same person. Nothing will change until you decide to take a decision. It all starts from what's a decision. I made a decision years ago that I'm going to be different. And that's how come you are all excited and seeing me and you want to hear what I want to say, what I have to say. When I write books, you want to buy it and read because I made the decision that I'm not going to wait for someone to choose me. Yes, I'm writing a book called Preparing to Meet the King. And I'm saying that in preparing to meet a king, the Bible says that king will come to the brightness of your rising, right? As we prepare to meet the king that will come to the brightness of our rising, if we do not trim our candles, if we do not trim our lights, our kettles, or whatever it is, if we do not our lantern, I said kettle, wow, kettle is for heating water now. If you don't trim them, how will the king come? So the everyday preparation, which comes from a vision that, yes, a king will come to my brightness. So I need to prepare. I need to work on myself now. I need to ensure that I'm being the best version of myself every single day. No competition, just collaboration and ensuring that I'm competing with the yesterday self of mine. I don't wake up in the morning and say I'm competing with Nigel. I can't compete with him. He's on his own lane. I'm also on my lane. How do I compete? You see, if you are running a race, let's say 100 meters race, you're on your track, I'm on my track. If I say I'm going to compete, yeah, the journey for the race is a competition. But this life we are on is not a competition. It's a journey. It's a long marathon. We need to all run our race because we are not, Nigel is not going to say well done, good and faithful servant to me. It's God that is going to say it to me. So my higher purpose is that the master will be pleased, that God will be pleased at the end of it. That is the higher purpose. I do not compare myself to anybody because I know that I am running so that God will be pleased. It is God that I'm trying to make myself approved unto Him. I'm not doing anything to be approved of by men. Yes, it will come with it, but I see, and it's a quote that I've carved out that yes, the goal is not a visibility. The goal is that we make impact and make sure God is being known. But if in the process of being visible, but in the process of making impact, in the process of making impact, we become visible, may we always remember to give the glory back to God. May we always remember to give the glory back to God. So all these things we are sharing with you, we'll continue. The conversation is now going to get interesting. This one is just warm up. We are now coming to start. It was just warm up. It was just to make you interested and excited. So we are warming up. So if we are saying really whatever we are saying is not far-fetched, it's not something that we've read about, it's something that that's why I said, what is your secret? I asked them what is their secret. I didn't say what is the secret they've read from somewhere. And so if you are seeing that you are doing all of this and you are excited about it, and you want to also do something for yourself, I'm not saying do what Caleb is doing. No, that is not the point here. We are not saying do what Caleb is doing. We are not saying do what James is doing. That is not the point. The point is that you find your own light and make sure you bright so well that when the kings come, they can find you and come to it. I hope we are clear so we can continue the conversation. I hope there's no question. I said
before you continue, I want to say something, right? I think in regards to what you were saying about how that we need to choose to be responsible for whatever is happening in our life. We shouldn't sit back and wait for us to be choosing. And I want to just say something, right? For those of you who know me, a lot of people know me as Nigel is really how do I even say this? Very excited when it comes to finances and things like that. Guys, I did not go and read anything about finances or anywhere. I was just in my room one day and I was like, me, I'll be financial guru. Like I understand finances, right? And when I kept telling myself, my roommates, if we have 150, I'll say, come, let's track our spending and see. And then from there, I was like, okay, let me read books about it. Let me watch YouTube videos about it. Guys, today, if I stand on anywhere I can stand on and say that I can help you with your finances, I can guarantee that I can have 100 people that will sign up just because they want to hear me talk about finances. And I didn't, you see, some people are doing, they're like, they want a recognition from somebody first for them to know that what you are doing is legit. Bro, it's in your small space. One, because today, 2 days ago, somebody just texted me that said, please, I want you to come and speak on an event about finances, stock, and investing. Guys, I started trading in stock last 2 months. Last 2 months. And when I started learning, I was telling somebody about this. I was like, Charlie, the stock market to be good. You have to do this, you have to do that. And the person here thinking that, oh, it's something I'm already doing. And the person went to talk to somebody. It's like that. Don't wait, right? And don't think that time is equal to value. Time is not equal to value. It is what you do in time that will equate to value. So you cannot just be there and be like, oh, people say that you make time come. You go there as you did. Like just today, I met one of the guys I grew up with, and I didn't recognize him. When the guy came to me, he was like, he couldn't pronounce my name ever since. Like he was like, I can't see it, but something Joe, right? And then when he came to me, he was like, do I remember him? And I was like, I don't think so. Then he was like, oh, I'm the guy that we used to play. I don't know if people stayed in rural areas or peri-urban situations, but they used to play something called tie, rubber tie. So they'll put stick and then yes. So he was like, oh, I'm one of the guys who used to play tie with it. I was like, oh yeah. And guys, when the guy saw me, he was like, Charlie, you did do nice things too. And all he could ask for was for 20 CDs. And guys, what was he going to use the 20 CDs for? Going to do drugs, smoke. Because he even looked like someone was smoking, like as he they standing. He did look like somebody they smoke. And I realized that we all had the chance to become better people. the decisions he took ended him where he is right now. And the decisions I took or what I decided to do is like, and I'm with me. If I took some of that guy's decision, I'll probably be on the street right now. And so you don't have to wait. You have to take action. Like we said, do one. Do you understand? Like just go ahead and do it. Choose your. There are lots of you with brilliant ideas, but you're sitting back and you're waiting. The thing, as you are not doing, somebody is doing the same thing. James here he's a self-development coach. Do you know how many self-development coaches are there? If you like tell him that he should stop, if the work, it will not stop. Life is still going on, guys, and people are doing it. Yeah, like today you think on something, tomorrow you see somebody doing the thing you were thinking on, and it's crazy. Like, is that crazy? I remember I paint, right? Like I do art and things, and then one time I was like, what if I just paint and I take it to Osu to go and sell? Guys, only for me to walk in Osu, I saw some Nyaka painting. The guy was selling for 5K, 5,000 Ghana cedis. And I was like, I was sitting back saying, oh, somebody buy. Guy, people are buying Nyaka painting. They are buying it. So if there's anything that you have to do to bring impact, make sure that you are doing it and you're not waiting. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
James, if you don't let me talk, I won't agree.
I was going to call you. I was going to call you. Calm down. I was going to call you.
I'm just here and I'm smiling so much. One of the best things you have to come into is a place of understanding and a place of revelation. This is just lighting up your spirit. It's just lighting you. Now you have to understand from the video that James shared. I want you to know that there are 3 levels of desires. Okay, I want you to write it down. There are 3 levels of desire. Number 1, the first level is a level of want, where it's a simple desire to have something. Oh, I want something. If someone says I want something, you can say no, and the person will go. The person will say, okay, oh, I want ice cream, and the person is like, okay, I won't give you, and you're okay. Then there's that second level, which is called the choosing level. The choosing level has to do with a deeper desire with intentionality anchored with purpose, where you come into the place of intentionality that I am choosing this kind of life. A personal one for me. I sat down to myself and I realized I was always outgrowing my colleagues. I've not really had classmates, if I can put it. I see Bishop Oyedepo says that there are no classmates anywhere. It's only life mates. See, I outgrow my classmates every time since JHS. Why? Because I have come into that place of consciousness, and they see me. They are like, "Hey, Caleb, Charlie, you are doing well." I'm like, "You, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life?" We always say that you only live once. No, it's not. It's not. You always live once. You only live once. It's you only die once. When you die, that's all. So you can't take all the gifts. You can't carry everything that you have, the ideas and the gifts, your paintings, your books, your songs. I write songs too. I write songs and I give it to people. You get me? But there's this the third level of desire, which is called the commitment. Commitment is a higher desire complemented with action. That is that level of desire I have gotten to, where you are committed that this is how I want my life to be. This is how I want my life to turn out. And you are committed, you are anchored, you have decided in the heart of your heart. Because you have to understand that everything in life is built twice, first in your mind and then in reality. When you anchor in your mind that, hey, come on, this is what I am going to do. This is what I have set my mind to become more, to learn. I say to myself that this year I have paid so much for conferences that I have ever done. I have bought books than I have ever done. Why? Because I'm growing. Can you imagine a small boy like me paying few dollars just to see somebody and to have an hour with him? Why? Because I have come into that place of commitment where I am adding to my desire, complementing it with action. You must think a thing and do a thing. Let me leave you with four questions you must ask yourself. A lot of people, when they are caught up in circumstances, they ask themselves why. The first question is why. The next one is, God, why me? I want to ask you why you, why not you, and why not now? If you are able to answer these questions, you set yourself free. But if you are not able to answer these questions, why not you, why not now, then please, you are limiting yourself. And I want you to come out and become the best version of yourself.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I just want to give you guys 1 minute to absorb everything that's being said. I know that is a lot. I'm sure by now someone's earpiece is spoiled because the information has spoiled it. I'm sure by now someone's head is aching because too much, processing a lot. And this is what we are doing. We are breaking down. I mean, someone will say we are breaking down strongholds. The Bible says we are breaking down strongholds. And there are strongholds in their minds that if people have. A lot of people have them. Some strongholds, even if you bring bulldozer, I can't break it. So we need words. The Bible says that the word of God is sharper than any two-edged sword. So our words to spirit and life, they are sharper than every bulldozer. We are breaking all the strongholds, the roots that have become so deep in your mind that it can't be done. It's not possible. All of those things, we are uprooting them, even by God's grace and by God's help. So let's move on. Let's move on. So I'm giving you 2 minutes. Absorb everything. If you have any question, you can put up your hand so that we can have the conversation going. If you don't have any question, I have more questions to ask them to spark the discussion. But remember, he said that we only live once is false. We only die once rather. And it's appointed unto man to die, and after death, judgment. Miles Monroe said something that there is so much potential in the graveyard, in the cemetery, than on earth. Because a lot of people die with their ideas, they die with the books they have to write. I can feel the books written that have to be written, but have not yet been written. I can feel the songs that have to be written, but have not yet been written. I can feel the business ideas that Thank you very much, Evans. Be rubbing your skull. Yeah, rub it, rub it. If you get to, you can add what you can take some of the things you are saying and be pouring it inside. See how there are some means for exams when the thing is not going. You just put the book in front of you and you are pouring it on your head. Do the same thing, do the same thing. Carry the knowledge from it and pour it on yourself. That's good. So there are books that have to be written. Caleb mentioned that he writes songs. I didn't know this part of it, but that I wouldn't be shocked that it's possible because I also write songs. I think when I was in I think JHS 3, I wrote a song. And when I wrote it, I sent it to Junior Graphic. You see, Junior Graphic, I used to read Junior Graphic. Junior Graphic, they used to feature some song. There's some song section. I sent my song there and they featured me sometime. I was so excited, you know. Then when we grew up to I was sitting on the loo and I had a song. And I mean, I went to give to someone who sings. Some of us, our voice, you know, God smears anointing on some people's voice. Some of us, they anoint. Some of God used Ikuto for some people's voice. For some of us, the voice he used Coco better. So it's not really clear like that. So I sent it to someone whose voice was nice. He sang it and I've been sharing it. And trust me, people listen to it and they are excited. And this is someone who writes books, guys. This is someone who writes books. This is not someone who is a musician or writes music. So it's possible. All the things we are saying, as I said, it will only be theory for you if you do not put into action afterwards. He has shared with you the desires, the levels of desiring. Wants, can someone mention them? I don't want to just say it again. Let's go. Want, what else? Choosing level. Want, choose, commit. Good. Because I saw, I saw choosing level. Yes, the want level, the choosing level, and the commitment level. Trust me when he says that he has spent money on this. Personally, I told myself that, yeah, Charlotte has listened to one of my songs. It's called My Child. And it was a song that the Holy Spirit gave to me about people who are too concerned about their life not doing well. I wish I could play the song, but my voice, as I said, is Coco better. It's not Guto. And he has spent money on commitment. I remember the beginning of the year, he texted that he wants to take me out for lunch, right? And in my mind, we were just going to have a conversation. Later to find out that he sends the people he sees as his mentors out for lunch and asks them questions. Can you imagine? Me, I thought we were going to chill, and this guy, he's now telling me that that's later in the year, he tells me that he does it normally, regularly. So if and trust me, what he's doing, not many young people think about it. The average Ghanaian, when they see anybody flourishing, the first thing in mind is how can I make him get my Momo number so that he can push some 100 CDs to me every week. That's the average mindset. And Nigel shared something that he met his friend, and his friend said he's doing well. And the next thing is give me 20 CDs. See, 20 CDs will finish. But if he asked that, give me the secret to what is making you who you are today, trust me, I can guarantee that in the next few years, he might even do better and outdo what Nigel is doing. When you meet any great person, do not see or do not ask for something to be given to you. Ask for their blueprints. Thank you, Nathaniel, for putting the word there. Ask for what is helping them. Study them. Ask them questions. How can you meet a great man and not have any question for them? Hey, you catch you. How can you meet a great person and not have any question for them? That is serious. You should have questions for them. Ask them. By God's grace, I've met people. I've met big people, and whenever I meet them, they enjoy the conversations with me because I'm asking questions and I'm sharing my knowledge as though I've already gone there. But I'm still a young boy. See, I've met people. Yeah, there was one company recently that told me that want to employ me to be a thinker in their organization. They'll be paying me for thinking for them. They just want to pay me, then I'll just be thinking and giving them ideas. That's what I'll be doing as. But I told them that I don't want to take that role because when money comes in, they can put burdens on you. Now the thinker has become the executor. The executor has become the one who is doing delivery.
They will use you. They will use you. I'll make you condemn.
And guys, Caleb shared something about being used on LinkedIn. I think after the session, he will post it. Caleb, please post it on the group so that they can go and read it. Many of us do not want to be used. But if we are not being used, trust me, there's nothing we can get. There's this particular company I work with my uncle, and he has blessed me so much this year because of him, I've learned video editing by force. Because of him, I've learned graphic design by force. Because of him, I've learned relating to CEOs because the job he does, he just have trainings for CEOs, he does trainings for big people. So because of him, and at some point you will feel like complaining. At some point, it's normal, it's natural because you're a human being. Because sometimes you send the work, he doesn't want it this way, the time is almost up, and you are tired, and you have to do it. You say you are being used, you might start complaining. But no, I never did complain. I was always open to what he has to say because through all the feedback he's given, trust me, now I am more particular about details. Because I can send a design to him, then he'll tell me that, oh, alignment, oh, this, oh, that. Now someone sends me a design, and the first thing I look at is alignment. So in the process of being used, I have become. So if they are using you, and the use is a positive word, please. If they are using you, allow yourself to be used. I'm seeing some comments. Let me just read them. Ivan says that my personal mentor, His Excellency Moses Biata, says that if you can get what is in the mind of a great person, you can produce what is in his pockets. Beautiful. If you can get what is in his mind, you can produce what is in his pockets. Thank you very much. I saw Inshira say, I have a question. I think I saw something like, yeah, Inshira said, I have a question, please. So Inshira, you can go ahead and ask your question. You can.
Hi, please
Hi,
can you hear me?
I can hear you very clearly, loud and clear.
Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I'm learning a lot. My question is, what do you do, like in general, if you don't you can't identify what you want exactly? Because like everybody's talking about your why should be compelling and like this is what pushes you, all of that. But then if you can't really pinpoint what exactly it is you want, like how do you go about it? That's my question.
All right. Thank you very much. Let me say something. A lot of people think that when we say let your why be compelling, the first thing that coming to mind is maybe a $2 million business or an idea that can change nations. That or a suggestion that when you say all presidents will come and say, wow. You see, if the person who brought, I don't know how many of you came to meet. I'm talking like I'm very old, but those times they had water in rubber before pure water and sachet rubber came. Before they had a branded,
Yeah.
they had some water being back in the day. I don't know who brought the idea, and I don't know who brought the idea of the rubber. And as simple as the rubber was as an idea, see the other ideas is sparked. So sometimes your idea or sometimes your why or the thing you have to do must not be so big a thing, but that thing that you've been committed to do can bring about a big thing or an evolution. That it can be something that someone else will build on as an idea and it will bring about positive change. There's this story I constantly share. Duomo di Milan. It's a castle in Italy. And I said castle. It's a cathedral in East Italy. And the cathedral was built such that everybody in the town, as at when it was being built, everybody was contributing something. Everybody was contributing something. Some people brought their resources, some people brought bricks, some people brought their time, everybody brought something. And do you know what is remarkable about the people who brought it? They all said that they know that as they are contributing all of these things, they will not live to see the full or the completion of the building, but they will put in their best and they will do all they can to ensure that it's being built. So that is the mindset of people. That's the mindset of people. I want to read something that Kale posted on his channel, and I saw this somewhere. But when he posted it, I was like, wow, he has gone to see it. He said, let me just read it to you. Once, three bricklayers were working on the same wall. A traveler walked by and asked each of them the same question. Remember, three bricklayers, they are all laying bricks. A traveler was traveling. He asked them the same question to all the three people. The first person said, he asked them, what are you doing? The first person said, I'm laying bricks. The second person said, I'm building a wall. The third person said, I'm building a school where children will learn for generations. Three different people, different mindsets. Who do you think would be sustained to carry on when it gets tough? One, two, or three? Just put in the chat. Who do you think? Thank you very much. The third one, because he has seen beyond what the rest are saying. Someone say, I'm just laying bricks. And that's what Masons do. May bomb mortar, whatever they call it. I'm just laying bricks. The second one said, I'm just building a wall. The third one said, I'm building a school. The person who said, I'm building a school, even when the things become tough, when it becomes hard, you know that generations must come and learn, and children must come and learn from this school. So I have to carry on. So my 2 pence or my 2 cents or whatever they say is that do not think so big on your idea. Don't think your idea is too small. Don't think because the idea you think is too small, just like the ant, as small as it is, the Bible recommends that we go and study from it. So your idea to you might seem small, but it's that one thing. There's this thing called the butterfly effect. It's by Edward Lorenz. And it says that it's a theory that says that the little flapping of the wings of the butterfly is capable of causing a tornado. The little flapping of the wings of the butterfly is capable of causing a tornado. So you do not know that little idea that is the flapping of the wings of the butterfly. It is causing a tornado that nobody has seen. It is causing a tornado. And I watched some of these things. How many of you have played, how do they call that thing? That's building the blocks. Then when you remove one, then I mean, how many of you have played it before? I don't know. I've forgotten the name of the game. Brick layer
Jenga.
something.
Jenga.
Jenga. Yes, Jenga. Thank you very much. You see, someone can build a very long one and just remove one, the whole thing will collapse. That is how powerful your idea is.
You see the beast.
That's how powerful your idea is. So that's my 2 cents. I don't know if Caleb or Nigel has to say anything to add on to it.
I think for the question Inshira asked, I think naturally, right, God actually places something that when you see you like, right? He's like you can't be on this earth and say nothing they interest you, like you just did. It might be something that, because I feel like sometimes social media has trained people to think that if your idea is not like it's not correct. So like maybe you are there, whenever you hear beats, then your body is doing you some way. It means, or it can mean that God is trying to put you in a place of sound, right? But it's like you are looking that, like as you were coming from your mother's womb, you were holding guitar so that you know that it's a sound that God is taking you to. No, how come only you can interpret music? Sorry, how come only you can interpret music? Like how come when you hear some? Because I have a friend that will be listening to musical, then you tell you can hear the instruments. I say, bro, I can't hear. But you realize that for him, that is where his 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 interest is. And when you find that thing out, you can start little by learning more about music, because you see, as the feeling is there, as the interest is there, it is not solid enough to stand on. And so what you actually do now is to build on it. And one thing also yeah, one thing also is, and I think I'm going to say this before I say that sometimes some of us, when the why is there, when the reason is there, we do a lot of overthinking, and this type of overthinking leads to paralysis. And when I say paralysis, like you don't do anything, you've overthought the ideas, and now you're just sitting there. Then what if, what if? And I'm going to share a testimony. A friend of mine reached out to me 2 days ago. No, 2 months ago. Sorry, 2 months ago. And when the person reached out, he said, oh, there's this idea he has. Like he wants to take pieces of clothes and put together. And then he'll make you see, they have these fashionistas that can wear anything that even looks like rag. So he wanted to do something like that. Then he was like, Nigel, this thing there, I don't think people will buy. And what are like, even if I get the clothes, who will sew for me and things like that? Guys, when the guy finished talking, I took my phone and I was scrolling through TikTok. Then I saw somebody doing the same thing. And I told him that as you are overthinking, somebody is selling. Do you understand? As you are there overthinking, somebody is already selling. And I think some time ago, I think it was James that shared this thing with me, that sometimes we are like, hey, what if people are already doing it and things like that? Do we have only one bank in Ghana? When you even go to the market, you can find 7 tomato sellers on the same. Everybody get customer. Everybody get customer. So what is your problem? Do you understand? Like, what is the like? Why are you not starting? Why are you thinking? Because you see, as God has placed the thing in your mind, He's expecting that you pick it up and nurture the thing, right? And so there's a process. For some of us, it's like we want to skip the process and then just see. And you see, some people they don't want to see the impact too. They just want to be visible and start enjoying from it. But if you don't go through the process, it is difficult. It's like, guys, it's like cooking beans. No matter how hungry you are, if beans will take 2 hours, it will take 2 hours. And so even when you turn on the fire so that being and that is what's like the problem that a lot of people face, because you are hungry, you want the beans to cook early, and because of that you turn up the heat. And because you turn up the heat, now beans smash and everything
Half
cast.
baked.
Instead of waiting,
Half baked. Half baked.
half baked, exactly, half baked.
You
So
have a lot
yeah,
of half-baked people because they don't appreciate the process. So many, so many half-baked people. They've shake. You can see that
wash
they've
it,
bent, but
yeah.
nothing is happening. Caleb
Yeah,
said beans up, beans up.
beans up, guys. Guys, so no matter how hungry you are, beans, or let me say gobe, will still go through the process. It has to take whether an hour, 2 hours to cook. It will take that. If you turn up the heat, or if you turn up whatever it is, it will share, and that is what will happen to you. So understand that there's something that God has placed within you, and I believe strongly that all of us have something unique about us. It's in you, guys. It's in you.
You.
Caleb can talk about this. It's in you.
It's in you.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Yeah, let's leave it for Caleb. Let's leave it for
Yeah.
Caleb. Yeah, let's
All
leave
right,
it for
all
Caleb.
right.
Let's leave it for Caleb.
Like, thank you so much. It's in you, guys. It's in you. That's my first book, and amazing. Let me tell you about It's in You. So when I started writing It's in You, there were so many challenges. This is what I want you to know. If you refuse to begin because you're a beginner, you always remain a beginner.
Drop it.
When you refuse to begin because you're a beginner, see, there is no magic that can happen on this earth that will make you like outgrow beginning. Don't despise small beginning. So you see, I just feel like that young prophet who prophesied and dropped the mic. I think I can drop the mic and just walk out. But what we are doing actually right now is affecting your programming. Clock it, clock it. I heard somebody say clock it. Bobby, I heard it. What we are doing right now is that we are affecting your programming. We are affecting your programming. Your programming affects your thoughts, and your thought leads to your feelings, and your feelings lead to your action, and ultimately your action becomes your reality. That's the process of manifestation. It goes from programming to thoughts to feelings to action, and then your reality. If you refuse to begin because you're a beginner, you always remain a beginner.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Inshira, I believe your question has been answered. If there are any questions, we have just about 20, less than 20 or 20 minutes more to end. So, if you have any question, we can be here all night, but we want to keep the video as short as possible so that others can watch it, because in this day and age, I've seen a lot of people who pass by 5 hours long videos, and those people have not reached the commitment level of desire. They've not reached the they just want desire. They've not reached the commitment level to sit with a video for 5 hours, to sit with a video for 8 hours. If you reach there, you will know that something must change. Something must change. Because how can someone be talking for 5 hours and it's just pouring every minute that passes? You are like, wow. You've said wow, sir, like you're a siren. Every single minute, wow, you're a siren. I see a question. Okay, could each of you tell me one lesson you wish you knew when you were 21 and what that knowledge could have done specifically? Some of us have not reached 21 yet too. So how do we...
I'm 20. I was shocked. What's about 20, guys?
I see John. John said he has a question. Okay, let's take John's question. Then we'll come to Chelsea's question.
Okay.
Shalom, please.
Yes, we can hear you.
Awesome. Wow. I really relate to what you were saying about the siren. It's really got me. You know, when I woke up, the time had passed was like 6. So I went to YouTube and I went to start watching from 2x speed, and I finally caught up. So now I switched to so when I see people like that don't come for things like this, I'm always shocked. I'm like, hey, like, why don't you want to do anything with your life? In any case, thank you very much for the opportunity. My question revolves around what you're saying concerning discipline and intentionality, being consistent, because generally I find that I've struggled very much to be very consistent with the things that I do. So I get people come up to me and tell me like, wow, you're doing well, like, and I look at it, and I'm one person that when I say it's grace, I genuinely believe it is, because I always tell my people that I have commitment issues, and I think it's true. I can't focus on one thing and do it consistently for so long, except I think content creation. And even with that, I don't have like, even though I may have a system, I may set my plans, I'll set my goals. Then it's like it gets to a point I get very overwhelmed, and then I just zone out, and I'll be there for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'll not really do anything because like I'm just very overwhelmed, and I come back and I have so my accomplishments are built around short bursts of intense activity where I come out and I do everything I need to do, then I go back and I hibernate, then I come back and I do short bursts. So how do I change that? Even though I have a very strong why, I know what I want to do and I know how to become that. Can I say that the short burst of intense activity is a system that works for me, so I should keep it like that, or I have to find a way to turn those short bursts of intense activities into longer periods of gentle accumulation so that I can get to where I want to get to? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Wow, this question is a presentation on its own. But any of you want to attempt answering?
All right. So let me just try. All right.
Try.
The game of life. Okay, the game of life is played on the field of the mind. So I think it has to do with a programming issue. Okay, I was a computer science student, and I'm a programmer as well. That's one of the things I do on the end. And you have to understand that programming has to do with locking up a system of success. That if you are thinking of yourself this way, it is based on something you have heard, something you continue to hear, and something you are continuing telling yourself. You are repeating that you are not able to commit yourself to a particular thing for a long period of time. I can shock you that I tell you that if you change that model, that verbal programming in your mind, I know you're a coach as well. So if you change that verbal programming, if you change it, you are going to change your life. You're going to change your life. There are ways that you can do that. You can do that by modeling. Modeling has to do with what you see, what you are seeing, and what you will see. So there are 3 layers to it. What you are seeing now. If you're talking about focus and productivity is a whole different game. John, I want you to text me and I'm going to give you a gem. I don't want to share it here. It's my upcoming project. So please text me and then I'll give you something. I'll sort you out. All right. This one is only based on prescription. Only based on prescription. It's not para. This one is straight to you.
Wow.
That's
Interesting.
Do you want to say anything?
Okay, let me just add up. I think I don't think you have commitment issues because you have friends, right? You are committed in a friendship or a relationship, so you don't have commitment.
The mindset.
It's just here, like he said. It's just here,
Yeah,
and like he said, you see, you get to a point where the things you keep confessing are the things you begin to see. And I'll always use this as an example. I didn't know anything about financial coaching. I didn't know anything about planning. I didn't until I kept saying that me, I'll be financial good. And you even Shepherd James can testify, or Coach James can testify to the fact that when I was in school, I used to tell them that I'm a kingdom financier without having anything at the time. At the time, what have I given God or what have I even given to the church? But I kept saying I'm a kingdom financier, son. And so you need to bring yourself to a place where you understand that it's not a problem, because when you look at your life holistically, you realize that you don't actually have commitment issues. You don't, because you are committed to a lot of things. You are even committed to your phone. You are committed to a lot of things, and so you realize that it is that particular thing that is becoming a problem to you, not like that there's a commitment issue. Now, right now, when you say commitment issue, John, right now, if you are looking for a girl here, you won't get, because what's said within. I'm going to say, boy, we need to call our bedroom. Mercy, like that. Obviously, red flag. So yeah, I think that's yeah.
Right. You know, the interesting thing is that when he asked and he started speaking, the first question that came to mind was to ask him what he defines as consistency. Because a lot of people think that being consistent is having a short burst every day. Every time you come and boom, boom. No. Consistency can be showing up. I want to build a life of a consistent quiet time life. There are days that I'm so tired and so caught up that when I start a day, I have to start with activity. So I don't get the time to write down my reflections from reading the Bible. But it won't prevent me from listening to the Bible. It won't prevent me from looking at a verse from the Bible. And we put our own definitions to success, to consistency, to all of those things based on what others have said, what others are saying about it. But ask yourself, what is the actual thing God will want you to do? Do you think that God is very petty and he'll get angry at you because you didn't do your quiet time today? Every day you write observation, reflection, explanation, questions, and today you just wrote observation and God is angry at you because you couldn't do the explanation and the rest of it. Please redefine some of the things. That's what I wrote in Maximize Every Second. Renew your commitment every time. Every single time, sit down, renew. These are the things that I'm committed to. These are the things that I'm doing. What am I actually still committed to doing it? Am I still interested in doing it? If not, can I drop it and pick up something else? Can I improve on it? Constantly reflecting on all of these things. And I want Caleb to talk about the journaling part, but I want to take one last question. And I saw Peter's question. I saw Peter say I have a question. Wait, Chelsea's question. Chelsea, we'll answer our question. We'll answer your question as our takeaway for you. Yeah, we'll answer your question as our send home, not takeaway. Yeah, I'll send home for you. So I saw Peter. Peter, you have just 1 minute. I'm setting the time. So start asking your question now. Thank you very much, Peter.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I hope I can be heard.
You can. Go straight
Yes.
to the point.
So my question is, how do you bridge the gap between giving your grace period yourself the grace that, oh, I can do it. I've survived, so it doesn't. There's a part of 2025 I have survived, and actually telling yourself that you've been lazy, so that it doesn't become like you are being hard on yourself. Because I myself sometimes I'm like, I can do it. I've seen that I'm doing it, but if I fail at one point, then I'm like, you failed. So it's like if I give myself too much grace, then I become every day you failed. So every day you are telling yourself you have failed. Or every day you are telling yourself, and you tried your best, you've tried your best, you've tried your best, rather than saying you can do it. So like how do you bridge the gap between that and actually not becoming lazy? Yes.
Okay. Nigel, you can take that.
Thank you, Peter, for the question. Let me be very quick about that. I think that the gap or bridging the gap is about honesty and self-introspection. And there's this thing I have called the wheel of life that I do. I try to do it month or month or quarterly or yearly. And what I do is that I have a list of questions in the 8 areas of my life. And I ask myself those questions. So before I ask myself those questions, I have a wheel of life. Like it's a wheel with like dots. I think I can share it later here, where I try to mark. So I have from 2 to 10. So I mark it out with like, so I take maybe my family life. Then I'm like, okay, this is how good I think I was in this year or in this month. Then after I ask myself those questions, and sometimes I realize that sometimes I'm just being too hard on myself, especially when it comes to like my social life. I'm like, I don't go out with my friends, I don't do this, I don't do it. But I realize that I actually make time to text people, I actually make time to call people. And when I am using that set of questions to answer, I realize that truly, when I'm being honest with myself, I realize that I am actually not being so hard or I am being too hard. And so I think that what you need to do, and it's very important, is to be honest with yourself. Some people then they lie to themselves, and it's a very big problem. Like you yourself that you are trying to find yourself, you end up lying to yourself thinking that I'm a good person, knowing very well that you can be a better person. And so I think that if you are able to, and you see, guys, self-introspection, like Shepherd James said earlier, it's not about a you. It's not like something to penalize yourself or anything. No, it is for you to know where your life is going. And so, Peter, if you are able to take the things you were supposed to do, right? And then the things that you think you weren't able to do, or you realize that, oh, these were some of the things I didn't do, and I know I didn't do well. But you also ask yourself the question of, why didn't I do this? Because sometimes the thing you are being hard on yourself for, no, it was a genuine reason why you couldn't do it. Let me give an example. You were supposed to attend a meeting, and then say Lord calls you, or your father in the Lord calls you, bro. Ube jai, and that is not you saying that you are a failure, but it was something that it was beyond your control. So sometimes when you set goals, you also need to put in preemptions so that it's able to make up for some of these things. But you, whenever they separate, like only you, your goals every day, you have to, then there's a problem. You have to change your goals and things like that. So I believe that's really what can help. Accountability, self-honesty is the best things. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Rachel said, what if pressure is the only thing that works for you? How can you shift?
Apply the pressure.
If pressure is the only thing that works for you, Nigel said, apply the pressure. Thank you
Apply the
very much.
pressure.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Wow. There are more questions coming. Wow. Caleb, can you do your presentation now? Are you ready to do your presentation now?
Oh, I think we can take some few more questions and then it'll just be snappy. Yeah, and then
Okay.
we share the link so that those who want to get the Vision 2026 Vision in Progress templates, they can get it at a
Okay.
discounted fee for being here. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Benedicta has a question that, okay, Rachel said, what if it's external pressure? External pressure is the only thing that works for you, that someone has to put pressure on you every time for you to do better. Then you've not reached the level of commitment you want. Some of you, you see, I wrote something. I want to go and read it, but it's up my things. Oh, I wrote something. I sent something to my mentee some time ago that sometimes many of you, the reality has not dawned on you that you are growing and you need to do better. Like you don't, it has not dawned on you that you're responsible for yourself. It has not dawned on you yet. When the moment it dawns on you, you not wait for external pressure. When it don't, you not wait for it, it will not even come to mind to wait for external pressure to do what you have to do, knowing that it is going to contribute to your growth. Maybe you are still being fed by mommy and daddy, they are still giving you all the things you need. But the moment they withdraw their hands, they are not fully withdrawing, they are just withdrawing small. I mean, sometimes you need to give children and people of this age. I said something in If Only I Knew, my third book, that when you are in school or when you are in the university and you get any money, you are applauded for it. But once you leave the university and you start getting that money, they don't applaud you. It's something you have to get. So if you start reaching that point where it's dawning on you that no, I'm responsible for life. Life is now becoming real. Some of you are still thinking you are still children. Let me just put it raw. People think you are still children. You've not realized that no, you are full grown adults. All of you here, if you are in the village, somewhere in Wale Wale, you should be married by now, or you should have at least 2 children for the future. You should have at least 2 children. So if all these things are dawning on you, you realize that. And let me tell you something. Let me not put it in terms of money, but I think money is one thing that will move you. Do you know that the population, I think about, if you take 1 in every 4 Ghanaian, the person is extremely poor. That they live on less than $1 a day. Statistics show that they live on less than $1. Now the dollar is what, 11 cedis or so. So there are people who live on less than $1 a day, and that $1 is your data. And so if you are privileged to have data, then you can learn something for yourself and do better for yourself. Okay, I see Benedicta's question. In your pursuit of becoming the best version of yourself, you might lose some of your friends. They might not understand you or feel you are doing too much. So how can you become the best? You lose them. Yeah, we can't become best version of ourselves and still keep friends. You have to choose one. You lose them. Now, let me tell you, I've lost a lot of friends. I've lost a lot. Right now, I've stopped counting. I've lost a lot of friends. They can't match up. And you see, in as much as we are trying to pull them along, some of them have moved their hands. They don't want to hold your hand to pull them along. So you can't force yourself to pull them. They say that you can force a horse to the water, but you can't force it to drink. You can force the horse to the river, but you can't force it to drink. So, Benedicta, be ready to lose friends. Be ready to lose friends. It will happen. It will happen. Because the people you surround yourself with, the things you listen to, the things you watch, they form you and they form who you are becoming. And so, if the friends that you are surrounding yourself are not contributing to you becoming the best version of yourself, definitely you have to lose them to be able to become the best version of yourself. It is called the pruning process of growth. It's called the pruning process of growth. You see, when you are, I don't know, when you want to eat toffee, you remove the peel, you remove the rubber from it. And it's because the best version of yourself is the toffee inside. You are part of the toffee. You being the toffee, that is the best version of yourself. The rubber is part of you. So if you want to uncover this best version of yourself, you have to peel off the old part of you that is not good. Your friends can be on the old part of you. There are friends that will be on the inside and eventually join the toffee and also become the best version of yourself. Personally, I can count the number of friends I have. I can count them because the road we are going on, yes, right now they are becoming a lot. But initially, it was not a lot like that because, as Caleb said, we didn't have classmates. We all used to fool and all of that. But when it dawned on us that, Charlie, we are growing and we need to do better, a lot of things change. So don't be scared of losing friends. As I said from the reflection questions, there are people you have to drop off, not because they are bad, but because of where you are going. You need to put them down, or else they'll weigh you and you won't be able to reach there. I hope your question has been answered. So if there are no more questions, then I think, Caleb, you can do your presentation and we can.
All right, sure. Thank you. It's going to be brief because I have another speaking engagement. It never gets easier. It never gets easy. The reward for more work is what hard work. I want you all to type that. I want you to type that in the chat, in the comment section. The reward for hard work is more work. 2026 is not going to become 2026 is not going to become less difficult. It's going to become very hard. But your advantage is knowledge. Your advantage is light. Your advantage is running from a place of victory because you have a kind of understanding. I want to give you four things that vision does for you. Four things that vision does for you. Number one, vision imprisons you so that you are able to fulfill it. If you see any great person, they are imprisoned by their vision. I want us to take a look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk is imprisoned by his vision such that when he began to talk about taking man to Mars, they thought he was mad. Oh, you didn't get the buzz. When he started thinking of taking man to Mars, they thought he was mad. Why? Because his vision. Let me give you 1 minute so that you can laugh. His vision had his vision had imprisoned him. And when Steve Jobs thought about giving everybody a mobile phone and a flash screen where you can do a video call, he lost his job, but he was still Steve Jobs. You didn't get that one too. You didn't get that one. Now I think I can make you guys see my face for 1 minute. So hi, I'm not having a good background like that. That's why I don't want to show my face. All right, but that is vision. So vision imprisons you so that you can fulfill it. Number two, people with vision are usually very narrow. People with vision are usually very narrow. When I say narrow, what do I mean? They know what they want. Like they know what they want. Their primary level of desire is already sorted. I want you to type that it is sorted. It is sorted. It is sorted. Like when you run from a place where you know that this is what I want from life, you run from a place where you have that consciousness that it is sorted. What I do every time that I speak to people is to temper with your mindset, because your mindset is your greatest asset. Your mindset is your greatest asset. So I temper with your mindset. It is sorted already. Number three. Are we on number three? Yes, number three. Vision makes life simple. Vision makes life simple. Why I need you to set your vision for 2026 is because it makes life simple. How does it make life simple? It makes you know what to do at all time. It makes you know what to do at all time. You know, the most difficult thing in life is not making decisions. That's not difficult at all. Everyone can make a decision. In fact, you not making a decision is you making a decision. But knowing what decisions to make, that is the most difficult. Knowing the decision to make. And the second most difficult aspect is navigating through the alternatives. We are going to enter into 2026, and there are so many alternatives available. There are alternatives that you can't even imagine. There's an alternative to remain like Abena, like the same Abena from 2025. And there's that also alternative where you can change that people that you are in school with, they cannot recognize you again. That is what vision can do. It makes life simple. What number are we on? Number four, right? Number four. I have to do it quickly so that I'll be on time for my other speaking engagement. Number four. Vision protects you from doing good things. I'm just somebody who be like, hey, Caleb, what are you saying? Vision protects you from doing good things. You know, the greatest weapon of Satan is not to get you to do bad things. No, 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 no. Satan doesn't want you to do bad things. He wants you to be involved in good things that are not the right thing. You can be doing a good thing that is not the right thing. You can be doing a good thing that is not the right thing, especially when you are a young person. You know, your youth is a time to invest in your growth. It's a time, people say I'm too serious. I don't want you to see my face right now. Otherwise, you say same. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm serious. I'm a serious guy. I'm a sharp guy. Why? Because I have come into that place of consciousness. God, your vision, your better self doesn't require you just to do good things. It needs you to do the right thing. It needs you to do the right thing. I want you to have a plus one of the four reasons why you must have a vision. Plus one. Vision is a primary motivator of all actions. It is a primary motivator. You know, an inspired man, when you inspire somebody, you can't believe it. You know why Indomie made a package and he called it a hungry man. A hungry man. How many of you have ever eaten the hungry man pack before? It is said that the hungry man is an angry man. Oh, me, when I'm hungry, I'm angry. My mother knows it very well. When I'm hungry, I am angry. So you have to reach that
I
point
know it
where
too.
you are angry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, also you know it. The last time he bought me plantain chips, I was at a conference. They told me they would close very early, and I didn't
Ah,
eat, and I was hungry. My God, I was so hungry. I called Osofo that he should buy me plantain chips and meet me with it. I said vision is the primary motivator of all your actions. How hungry are you? How hungry are you? How hungry are you? That like you should find a piece of paper and write it big. How hungry am I? How hungry am I? If you are not hungry enough, you not be able to carry enough. Now there are two ways that you can handle your goals. There are two ways that you can handle your goals. The first one is anticipation. Anticipation is when they say kisera sera and then yes kisera sera sera. I mean I don't know, but I'm trying to. I know you know what I'm talking about.
what to
What
Sarah will
will
not
be.
Sarah yeah.
Aha. What to Sarah will Sarah. Be there be doing what to Sarah will Sarah. That is the first group of people. And under anticipation, there are people who are watching. They are just there. They are watching. They are just watching. And then there is that second level, which is called apprehension.
where you capture the desires that life presents to you. That is how I want you to approach life. That's how I want you to approach the future, with apprehension that you are the creator of your days, of how God comes into partnership with you to make sure that you become the best version of yourself. So in setting goals for the year, you are deciding what kind of skills you want to have at the end of the year. By setting goals for the year, you are deciding what kind of person you want to be. By setting goals for the year, you are deciding what you want to do with your time. When you decide what you want to do with your time, you automatically decide what you are not going to do with your time. That is the truth. By setting goals for the year, you are deciding where you want to be in the next 365 days. You are deciding. You are deciding. It's either you decide or you side. But me, I have decided. I have decided. By setting goals, by setting goals for the year, you are deciding who you want to meet as well. This year, I decided to meet great people, and come on, I have met them. I got the opportunity to take one of John C. Maxwell's PA to lunch. I've not told James. And see the kind of value that can you imagine? See, when I took this man to lunch, I didn't buy some of the food. Though. I didn't buy the food. I bought because the place was posh. If I buy two, it means that 2 weeks I'll go without eating. So I bought only his food, and then me, I make sure I ate before I met him. Yes. I made sure I ate very well before I met him, and he gave me so much value. In the next year, you can decide those you want to meet. That this year I want to anchor on my friendship. I want to make the most out of my friendship because your network is your net worth. I know you've heard it a lot, but I want to truly ask you again: those you are surrounded with. So me, I'm very careful about my friends and the network I keep. No wonder I work in a networking company now. Very soon I will show you people what the networking can do. But these are 7 aspects that I see the excitement with James right now. These are the 7 aspects I want you to write down and set goals on. I'm going to give you access to my VIP. I call it the VIP Vision in Progress template. It goes for 100 cedis, but for all of you here, I'm giving you a discount. You're going to get it for 45 cedis. We'll share the link very soon on the page so that you can get it. It gives you a further breakdown of this. But 7 aspects, those who cannot afford it, those who cannot miss lunch to get VIP, let me just give you the shallow one. Okay? But I'm Shalley. I don't give shallow things, but I'm Shalley. All right, let's go.
You better stop this.
Oh, that is me. That is me. So these are 7 aspects. Number one, your spiritual growth. You must set goals on your spiritual growth, your Bible reading plan, your prayer, your fasting, your tithe. Can you believe that before the year starts, I set goals on how I'm going to fast for the year? That this year, for every month, I'm going to fast this number of days with this prayer topic, and I am intentional about it. You can do the same. So, number one, your spiritual growth. You have to grow, know, and make it show. I want you to type that. I will grow, know, and make it show. If you don't type it, we'll remove you. We'll remove you. We'll remove you right now. I will grow, know, and make it show. You have to grow, know, and make it show. You have to grow, know, and make it show. Number two, you have to set goals on your personal health, your physical and health goals. Some of you have to be fit. I remember we used to say something. Oh no, you can't say it. Me, I can't say it that much. My mother is here saying, I know when I finish the way I'll get some lashes from her. She's like, I should sleep and I'm not sleeping. I will talk about it. If you are a student, number three, you have to set goals on your academic and your educational goals, the class you want to get, your internship, your exams, your school life. This is you have to sit down to yourself that I want to get a first class. Me, I was telling people that I was telling some of my mentees that although I didn't make a first class, just with 0.2, I made a first class impact. So if you are missing a first class on the paper, make a first class impact by the kind of life you live on campus, by the kind of impact you make, by the kind of person you become at the end. That is number three. Number four, your financial goals. Set goals on your finances. It will marvel you to know that before the year starts, I set goals on how much I want to tithe, how much I want. If you don't pay your tithe, you be tithe. If you're a Christian here, I want you to know that if you don't pay your tithe, you be tithe. So learn how to pay your tithe. Start saving. Put up a saving culture and start investing. I started investing last year, and come on, I'm a kingdom financier. Track your expenditure. There is an app I want you to look for. It's called the Money Manager. Money Manager. I think I'll share it on the page. Now we become a family, so I'm sharing much value than that 30 CDs you paid. You know, this is so much value. This is something that you should pay like $100 for. Nigel, won't you tell them this is Beans money?
$599. $599.
$599. All right. Let's move on to number five. Number five, your relationship goals. Some of you have to become intentional about your relationship, your network, your family, your friends, your partners, your collaborators. You see, there are four levels when it comes to relationship. Let me give it to you quickly. There is what we call the collaborators, those who partner with you to get things done. That is the first level. So I call it the 4 C's of relationship. Those who partner with you to get things done. That is the collaborators. Number two, the creators. Those who do things first. You have people in your life, once you tell them, oh, no matter the state that they are in, they will create something. Number three, they are what we call the controllers. The controllers, those who do things right, they are able to manage. Like once you tell them something, they are able to create something out of it. They manage it very well. And there is what we call the competitors. Those who do things very fast and they are always looking forward to grow. These are the kind of people you should become conscious of putting in your life. See, I like competition. The second is the creators. So let me give it to you again. Number one, the collaborators. Number two, the creators. Number three, the controllers. Number four, the competitors. See, I have people in my life who fall under these categories. I think James will fall under all four. Nigel will fall under all the four because these are now my brothers. And sometimes I have an idea, we just share and we move so fast. We move so fast. Your relationship becomes your leverage. There is what we call utility leverage and value leverage. Maybe another time. So much value I could have shared with you. Number six is your personal development. Your personal development. You want to set goals on your personal development. If you don't set goals, you'll be a goat. Not the greatest of all time, but another goat. You have to set goals. 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 The number of books you want to read. That is a goal. The seminars you want to attend, the courses you want to take. It doesn't, there is no magic anywhere. Abracadabra. The person wanted to say adabraka, and the person that he said abra. Let me not go there. Let me not go there. There is no magic anywhere. This year, I plan to read 40 books, and I've done 54. Can you imagine the input? If I've read 54 books, producing 9 books out of it is so less. Despite my busy schedule and everything, I've produced some because I am taking in more. So your personal development. See, don't be afraid to pay for conferences. That is one thing I want you to know. Don't be afraid. I remember this year paying 2,500 for a conference. And see, that opened the door for me that I'm sure my mother will be shocked right now. Yeah, hey, maybe until 2005, when they are going to your conference. Hey, Pamisika Marshall, all the breast milk you've drunk, bring it. I'm sure my mother is deliberating on it right now. And I took Lori 30 from her. Just like, hey, see, please do it. Okay. I know your mother will not pay for the ticket, but she will pay the lorry fare. I see somebody called cash. Don't worry, take the cash and invest in yourself. become better. The seventh one is what I call purpose and destiny. Set goals on your purpose and destiny. How you are becoming relevant to God, to society, to your family, and to humanity. How you are becoming relevant. That see, I want to serve God. I want to become better in my relationship with God. I want to serve the community. So see, no matter I always tell my mentees, you must not get to level 5 before you start teaching those below you. Once you get to level 1 and there is somebody in level 0, you have that authority to become a lecturer. You have that authority to lecture that person. After all, our lecturers, some of the lecturers, they don't know what they are teaching us. They don't know. Some of us, we are better lecturers. But what qualifies them is that they are level 1 and we are level 0.
Right.
So you have that authority, you have that power to share the knowledge. Let me leave you with this gem. For every promise, there is a price to pay. But if the promise is clear, the price is easy to pay. For every promise, there is a price to pay. But if the promise is clear, that this is what the Ashanti man will say, if the promise is clear, and the price is easy to pay, oh, come on, I'll pay it. Sikakoko, say kutu, say bam. I'll end it here. I want you to become the best version of yourself. Thank you. God bless you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So much inside there. Guys, honestly, my charge to you, or what I'm demanding from you, is to go and apply all the things you've heard here and start working on yourself. Start working on it. 2026, one of the best investments you give is investing in yourself. Do not be scared to buy books that are expensive. Do not be scared to buy books that are expensive. I wrote a book recently. I'm releasing it in January. The book is Evolving Forward. Oh, Nigel has his copy. Yeah, that's what Nigel is holding. Evolving Forward.
Get your copy, guys.
Get your copy. And I told myself that going forward next year, every month I'm going to invest 150 cedis in my personal development. So if it's worth 150 cedis, if this month I buy a book that's 50 cedis, it means I have 100 cedis that I'll carry forward to the next month. So I'm going to personally decide to invest 150 cedis in my personal development. All right. Nigel can give the last words. That's to Chelsea's question. What advice would you give to your younger self, 2021?
All right. Thank you once again. Chelsea, to your question, I think the advice I would have given my younger self was always to be teachable. And the reason why I'll say that is because for me, when I was growing up, 2021, I was quite arrogant, kakra. And I felt like I knew, right? And I'll say this thing that God, thank you for your grace. But you see, one thing you should come to understand is all you know is all you know, but all you know is not all there is to know, which means that there's more you can connect to. But if you are not teachable, it becomes very difficult. And even for women, especially on this call, you need to understand that everybody unconsciously is looking for a woman with value. Like the man will not say it with his mouth, but that's what he's looking for. And even as a lady, that is what you're looking for in a guy. Because let me use this thing that happened, right? So we're traveling from Tamale to Accra. And then when we're coming, our driver, like the driver who was driving my car, he was using the car to hit the portal.
Is it your car?
My colleague, our car, our. Guys, please, it's a company's car, guys. But yeah, so my team's car. So he was using what's the name? The car to hit the portal sign. Then the ladies behind the car were complaining. So it was two other ladies and then me and the driver. Then my boss, some of you know him, it's called Nana Usu. So Nana came for the car. And then when Nana took the car and was driving, speedo, then you hit the portals. When we got to a place where we stopped, the ladies was like, hey, they liked his driving. Guys, I was sitting in front. All the two people were hitting portals. Do you know why they said they like him? It's because of the value. Like if if you are valuable, guys, and I'm not saying this to condone stupidness, but if you are valuable and you even do something stupid, people don't see it. Right? It's not like I'm saying go and be foolish. I'm just telling you.
That's why
I'm
they
just
said
telling
Queen
you.
Elizabeth's mistake is a new word.
It's a new word, yes.
It's a
I'm
value.
sure you've heard it before. Yeah, value they hit. They hit on every side. And so at the end of the day, this thing that we've done is to help you build values, to help you identify what you can become. And like Caleb said, it's in you guys. It's in you. So thank you very much for your time. And I am honored to be here today. Me, myself, I've learned a lot of things here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Master Caleb, any last bars for us?
Oh, he has left too, or he's around.
Wait, let me check.
Oh, I'm around. I'm
Okay.
around. I've asked that they give me some few minutes so that I
Guy,
can join.
guy.
All I want to know is that results do not respond to your level of need. Results respond to effort. It responds to labor, and it responds to activity. How much you are willing to labor on your goals will determine how much you receive favor to achieve your goals. So your labor determines your favor. Until you change how you are right now, what you have been will always be you. It's either you gather intelligence or you gather ignorance. And you've gathered intelligence right now. There is what I call chat GVT. It's not just about chat GPT. There is that divine voice technology. There's that still voice that is speaking to you right now that Chelsea, you have to sit down. Abna, you have to sit down. Selassie, sit down and get it done. Life becomes better when you become better. It is in you guys. Become the best version of yourself. Shalom, shalom.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't have anything I would have told myself. I'm sure if I would have told myself to buy more chocolate and eat. And I mean, I would say it again and say it every time and everywhere I go that appreciate the process. The 21-year-old me, the 20-year-old me should appreciate the process. Shouldn't try to rush it because others are getting cars by 22. I have a friend who is just 22, has his own car. People are 23, they've bought their own cars, they've started building their houses. And for me, who is associating with them, I'll be like, wow, I'm not growing, I'm not living life, I'm not reaching there. I would say that my process is different from their process. Remember, the journey is a narrow one and you are working on it alone. It's not like a race. We are not racing each other. People at 40 make it, people at 20 make it. Just find your lane, walk in that lane, and trust me, the day will come where you'll be ordained. Did I just give a bar? Okay, so guys, trust me, there's no rushing in life because as Nigel said, we don't want you to be half baked at 40. You are 40 years, it looks like you have grown, but when you come back, your roots are shallow. Do you want shallow roots or you want roots like Shalley's own? Do you want shallow roots or you want roots like Shalley's own? Deep roots. All right. So guys, please try as much as possible to appreciate the process. Do not rush it. When it is taking you time to learn a particular thing, do it and do it with all your best. Whatever your hand finds for you to do it as unto the Lord. Do not trivialize excellence. Keep excelling in all things you do and make sure you are doing everything on point, on point, on point, on point. So that is where the journey will end. Thank you all so much for sitting on this train with us for going on. It's over 2 hours now, and you have just been amazing. You've just been watching and learning and writing notes and asking questions and all that. As he said, your association, the people you find yourself in is what is going to change you. And so right now that you've found space in us, you found yourself in this space, make sure you maximize the space. Do not take advantage of you being here and being associated to Nigel, being associated to Caleb, being associated to myself or anybody else. Try as much as possible to gain the insight you have to gain, the mentorship you need. Because you are in this space, sometimes you text us and we'll respond to your message fast as compared to other people who will text that did not join this meeting. All right. So take advantage of all these things and make sure you are using it to grow. Make sure you are using it to grow. And at the end of it all, remember that it's well done, good and faithful servants. We are all waiting to hear. Make sure you grow and please God. Make your aim and your whole heart's desire be to making God happy, making God excited that He has given you this gift, He has given you this potential. My last thing, God's gift to us is the potential He put in us. Now, our appreciation for that gift He has given to us is to use it and die empty. So God has given us a gift and it's a potential. Our reward, our appreciation for the gift is not to go back to Him with the same gift, to die empty. Use the gift to bless lives. Go into all the world and disciple all people with the gifts that He has given you. Utilize it. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I want to give it. I want to just call anybody. Thank you, Abina, for praying for us from the beginning. Anyone available to close the meeting for us by saying a closing prayer?
Jesus pray. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for such a wonderful opportunity to get such incredible insights from these lovely men. Father, we pray that it will not end here, but we will continue from here to put to practice every word that has been spoken to us. Thank you, for we know that to whom much is committed to, much is required. So we know that even in the year 2026, you're going to produce roots that are reflective of the conferences and the mentorships that we've had. Thank you, Jesus, for what you're doing with us. In your name we pray with my thanksgiving. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. As we all said, do not wait for the opportunity to come to you. Go and chase it. And it's been amazing having you here. Once again, I'm James Kojo Boadu, and I was here with Nigel, Nyarko, and Masterclass with Shalley. You can post your lessons from the session and tag us on all social media platforms. Thank you all so much, and it has been amazing having you here. Do have an excellent night, and go out there and do great things. Bye.